and welcome back to InterDreamTeam. Group stages are now over. Wow, that went past in a hurry. You managed to catch all the games, Ross?
Yeah, most of them. Kind of fell asleep for a couple of the England games, but got through most of them.
Yeah, God, the tournament's had everything so far. Incredible football. The minnows have brought their A game, whereas some of the top seeds, they're floundering a little bit in some lackluster performances. You've got the Dutch finishing third out of their group, Austria topping that group with France and the Dutchies. Incredible scenes there. The Romanians coming out of that group top, sending Ukraine home on 4 points. A tough one to swallow. And let's not forget about the Georgians with that incredible performance against the Portuguese yesterday. Most enjoyable game I've watched of the tournament so far. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that or the Austria-Netherlands game.
Oh, yeah. That was a hell of a game.
Good stuff.
Have a look at these bastards. You wouldn't have said that you're going to have Slovakia, Slovenia, Romania anywhere near the round of 16, are you?
No, there's a lot in there that you wouldn't really be thinking. I mean, and you can't rule it out. I mean, the way there's some potential surprises on the cards here, and ones that maybe not massive surprises, but just going down the list quickly there. Like, I'm going to whistle stop predictions for me. Literally from the heart, I think the Swiss knock out Italy. Germany breeze past Denmark. England beat Slovakia via extra time or penalties. Spain knock out Georgia comfortably. Although Georgia play a high press game, I just don't think they'll be able to cope with the way that Spain keep the ball. They just will not, and that's fair enough. I don't think Georgia are expecting to win that. France, I'm going to say, are going to dick Belgium. I think they're gonna put more than two. Probably are going to win by a 3-goal margin. I think Belgium look as bad as England. I think Portugal are going to have a tough game against Slovenia. I think they're going to struggle to break them down. I think that's another one that could. I think Portugal will go through, but I think potentially by like extra time, unless they suddenly sort of turn it on.
Slovenia have got the blueprint now from Georgia, haven't they? Just try and copy and paste that performance.
Little bit of an unpopular opinion, but I think Romania knock out the Netherlands. I think the way that they've played and stuff, I just feel it. I feel that might happen. Could easily that'll come back and bite me on the cock. But there you go. And Austria to comfortably dispatch the Turks.
Okay, well, so I mean, if all of your predictions come true there, you're talking about 4 of the sort of lesser ranked nations progressing. So it sounds like you're sort of thinking like maybe like I'm thinking that maybe this could be another 2004 year. It's 20 years on since the Greeks took 1-0 victories all the way to the final and then took the trophy home.
I don't think Southgate's ever peaked, to be honest. So he's had 3 chances to get us playing. And the peak of that has been stringing 3 forward passes together, I think. So I think actually if you did a really good stats analysis of our games and you counted how many sideways and backwards passes, you would be sickened. It'd be like watching the worst horror movie you'd ever seen looking at those stats. Because all you not to get on my soapbox about this, but all you see is literally say, go Walker on the right, runs forward, steps on the ball, turns around, back to Stones. Stones to Gahey. Other side, let's go to Trippier. All the way forward. Oh, well, shit, I ain't got a left foot. Better turn round. Back we go. Back to Gahey, across to Stones. Shall I go to Rice? No, that's too risky. Out to Walker. Let's go forward 5 yards. Turn around.
I know. It's fucking painful.
Mini league. hasn't been a good start for myself. 2 shocking rounds and 1 half decent round. But better can be said for yourself. Looking good up there. And, Coles, Giles, and Mills.
Yeah, we've got a top three, or we've got a joint top, haven't we, with our Coles. He got very creative there with his team name. Good work, mate. And and the Sound of Eden, Lee Giles. Fair play to you both. Sitting there joint top. Mills third. Adam, I'm in fourth. The old Bish Bash Bosh in fifth. Good old Rob.
Watch your 6, Rob. Goonagen's on you. So
yeah, Goonagen's she's having a sniff at the back there. Rob can't be with us this week. He's lost his cat again. He's out in the garden trying to get Garth. Garth. Are you there, Garth? Quick mention for Karen Drayton, currently with the Wooden Spoon. So what have we got? I worked this out because I can't do quick maths in the morning. 78 points between top and bottom. However, Karen, you've not used any boosters yet. You can't take them with you. And just a heads up, 4 games left of the tournament and 3 boosters to use. So I'm guessing you've got some sort of tactic up your sleeve, but it's definitely not over for you yet because you've got all of your boosters left. So yeah, should we get into it then, mate? Let's have a look at our round of 16 player tips and the best options to go for moving forward. Mikatadze, 3 goals, 1 assist, 3 shot points. He's clinical, mate. 2 of them are
clinical
penalty
from the penalty spot.
Yeah, two of them are penalties. But he's up there. He's the highest scoring player across the whole game. 34 points. And even though I'm talking about him now and saying that, no one's going to pick him for Spain. So Cody Gakpo, who seems to be the shining light of the Dutch front line whenever I've watched their games. 2 goals for him, 4 shot points, and 2 big chances created. So can see he should have had an assist in there as well. Bonus, there's 5 bonus points from Gakpo. So his player performance marks and his performances in games are consistently, he's doing quite well, and he's averaging 10.7 per game. The second best striker in terms of Dream Team points, and for 4 million with Romania in the round of 16, you've got to be looking at Gakpo very closely. There he is, the old broken nose, slowed him down for 1 game, Mr. Mbappe, and then back he comes with an 18-point haul. If you slip the armband on him, which I'm very glad I did, what a return. 36 points in that game. Who was it, mate, against?
Who the hell were they playing? I can't remember.
Yeah. Poland?
Poland?
Yeah, 36 points against Poland there. So shot points ahoy for Mbappe. Only the 1 goal from the penalty spot so far. But he came up against an inspired keeper in the Poland game, and 8 bonus points. Then you got Havertz leading the front line for Germany. Germany with a not too bad fixture against Denmark, but they have looked, they looked awesome in the first game against Scotland, and then not quite so good in the second game, and then a last-minute equaliser in the third. Now, Spain, we mentioned it briefly earlier. They're absolutely cruising. Came out of their group with the maximum 9 points, and they were able to rest majority of their starting 11 for the third match, which can only be good, for the team. So Morata and co will be back for the Georgian game, well rested and ready to hit the knockout stages. He's got 4 shot points, 1 goal, 1 assist so far, just the 20 points for the tournament. But yeah, like you said, their possession game against Georgia, I think they're just gonna pass them to death. And I could see a penalty in that game for Spain. Now, Ronaldo, not really lit up the tournament so far, has he? But he looks fucking fit for a 39-year-old man. Fucking hell, look. Like, Jesus Christ, puts us to shame, mate. The old beer bellies.
No beers for Ronaldo.
Yeah, but there is a strong chance, like in my mind, that his tournament could start with Slovenia. There's going to be a lot of that game is going to be played in the middle and final third of the Slovenian half, and Ronaldo, he could start his tournament in that game. So yeah, maybe worth a punt. Now, I'm not going to go through any of the others on this list. Quick nod for Kvaratskhelia. He's a Georgian boy, done really well. But yeah, we're not going to go there, are we? Dua, fancy a bit more of Dua, Ross? He's on there for your consideration, mate.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be considering him too quickly.
All right, bruv. Well, those are your striker options. Let's have a little look at their midfielders.
Yeah, let's have a look. All some fairly obvious ones on there, so we'll take them through fairly quickly, and some with some really favourable fixtures. So I think Musiala, really good option for Germany. Best average. Plus, didn't really score many points, barely any points in the final game, did he? So most of that's come from the first couple, and in the knockout stages, I think he's going to be hot again. A good mention for Wirtz at the bottom. Decent shout for the knockout stages, and so is Gundogan. Wasn't on the pens though, was he? Which was irritating. No. But old Havertz on the pens, but he does play as he plays as an attacking midfielder, doesn't he, for Germany? So, and plays quite a lot of minutes, so good consideration. One of the best looking midfielders that I've seen in the tournament so far has probably been Ruiz from PSG. He come out of bloody nowhere, and I think he's going to be a must in most teams going into those knockout stages against Georgia. He's going to rack points, and if my punt is correct, then Marin is definitely worth a shout as well. So for the old Romanians to progress. So, and even if they don't, the Dutch are leaky. So even if they don't, Austria put 3 past them. Even if the Dutch go through, then he's a midfielder. I wouldn't be recommending putting any Romanian defenders in, but definitely worth consideration. I think, I have to be honest, I think it's a really big risk putting any England assets in attacking areas. I think it's a big risk compared to what you're comparing it to. I think if you were going to invest in anything in England, it's probably in defence, perversely. I would just say, like we said in the pre-tournament video, Fernando's brilliant. The most stats in the qualifying out of any player, decent goals. He has not looked good. Obviously, didn't play in the last game, but don't rule him out coming back into that Portuguese team and racking some big points in that knockout game, because he's a class player. And I wouldn't read a million miles into that last game against Georgia, but like I said before, I don't think they are going to fly into the next stage. I think they're going to have some troubles along the way. There's probably no other midfielders on here that I would really highlight apart from Sabitzer, who you could also say Gardner as well. They are both very good tack-in assets for probably the form team of the tournament, or one of, in Austria, and I think they'll score well. Sabitzer's on penalties. So, yeah, really good shouts. Christian Eriksen probably heading out of the tournament. But maybe if you wanted a little punt, but I don't think I'd be strongly advising. So, yeah, some good little shouts on there. Good shouts. But let's move back into the defenders and see if we've got any England forward players in the defenders.
Well, we have when we actually go out and physically play on the pitch, but we haven't. we haven't on the spreadsheets. Now, the most expensive defender on the game, deserving his right to be at the top of the tree in terms of defenders, Theo Hernandez. Most of these players on this spreadsheet are there because they've got 2 clean sheets. Look at Trippier. He's not done anything else. Well, he's got 4 bonus points, but it's the clean sheets that's brought him to the table and put him in fourth best defender at the moment. Danny Carvajal with a nice return, and definitely a very promising option because I've seen him in the second game as well. He scored in the first game, and in the second game he was getting in the box and playing in areas that you wouldn't expect him to be getting into. He is getting in and around the goal, so there could be more goal scoring returns from him. And at 4 million, I think get him on your radar now. Georgia in the round of 16 for Spain. Average points per game 11, which is the highest of all the defending assets. Along with Cucurella, put in some really good performances for Spain, which is incredible because sometimes you watch him in the Premiership and he just looks like he shouldn't be anywhere near a football pitch. Mendes for Portugal. I think most of us when we set up our teams, we were trying to accommodate the more expensive Cancelo at 5 million, but he's not brought the returns. It's the other side of the defence. Nuno Mendes, who's brought the goodies home. 2 assists from 2 games. Didn't play in the Georgia game. He will be rested and returning fresh for the round of 16. And a very good option for you to be considering as well. To my disgust, Wout Faes has been bringing points in for all of the managers who went for him. 2 clean sheets for Belgium, and maybe the help of Jan Vertonghen coming back to fitness. He played in the second and third matches for Belgium, and he's played twice, and he's brought back 2 clean sheets as well. Now the £3.5 million gem in the German defence, Mittelstadt. He's ticking over all right, isn't he? He was in a lot of teams pre-tournament, and rewarding those gaffers with a 5.7 average per game. And that could have been a lot better because he was only 1 player performance mark shy in the Switzerland and the Hungary game from getting 3 bonus points. So he could have had another 4 points to his tally had he not have just put one more cross in or a couple more passes in. So just keep that on your radar, Mittelstadt. His returns could have been even better. His German counterpart Kimmich, a lot more expensive, but he was only 6 ppms across the 3 games from scoring 9 bonus points. So he's also on the radar there for the bonus points. And just before we move on, just something to mention about the German defence. at the moment, Rudiger is currently flagged injured, although I'm not quite sure to the extent of that injury. And his centre-back partner, Jonathan Tah, is going to be suspended for the round of 16 game. So it'll be Schlotterbeck, definitely, going in that defence. And another, I guess, if Rudiger doesn't make it. So just something to consider. They might be slightly weaker in defence off the back of that suspension and that injury. Are you ready to talk to me about some keepers, mate?
Are we ever? Favourite bit. Let's see if we can break a record, how quickly we can do this. I think the best tack for knockout football is to really look at the teams that can progress all the way and go a long way in this tournament. And you don't really want to be pissing around with your keepers too much. So I think perhaps really trying to budget down and save money on the keeper maybe isn't the best tack. So I think probably your best sort of options, probably the best two options would be Simon or Magnon from France and from Spain. They are most likely. And then I would say followed by perhaps Costa for Portugal, Pickford for England, because, that's what they do. And then perhaps Neuer, but as Adam's just said, they have got some defensive problems. So they might find it a little bit harder to keep clean sheets. I can't see many other keepers on here actually being able to generate a clean sheet, but you never know with knockout football. But even if they do in this round, then it becomes even less likely in the next round if they've already been a punt. So I don't think there's a huge amount more to say on these.
I've got something to say.
So yeah, go on then.
I see it in my crystal ball right now. First game of the round of 16, Italy, Switzerland. A stinky, rubbish, 0-0 draw. It's going to go all the way to penalties. And Donnarumma loves a penalty save, doesn't he? So
that'll be his first clean sheet of the tournament, but it will be, could happen. He's big.
Yeah.
Good for a keeper.
Yeah, well, we all know about Donnarumma, the bastard.
Well, let's have a look at some of these likely transfers. As you just mentioned, obviously, he scored a lot of points, Casteels, but for me, the play in France, probably not a good option. So I think you're going to go for a keeper. Yeah, Simon. Can't really argue too far with that. And we've touched on a lot more of these. I already said about Ruiz and Musiala. I think they're going to be very, very highly owned.
Yeah, Musiala, every time you watch him, he just glides across the pitch, doesn't he? His close control and his dribbling is incredible. And he's a point scorer machine in Dream Team terms. He's got 9 points per game at the moment. And Germany, they should progress. So, like you say, need to be looking at players who we think we can leave into our teams for 2 or 3 games of this knockout tournament, because transfers are at a premium. If you conceivably put 5 or 6 players from one team into your dream team, and they get knocked out, well, guess what? You've only got 5 transfers up your sleeve for the following round. So, just something to bear in mind. The usual candidates at the front end of the pitch: Mbappe, Morata, Gakpo, all having very good tournaments. Ronaldo, I've put him on there just because I've got this kind of feeling about him sort of turning up and getting his tournament started against Slovenia. I don't know if I can go there. I don't know if it's conceivable to put him in my team when you've got Mbappe, Morata and Gakpo, all with very nice fixtures and with the form compared to Ronaldo, which is more of a gut feeling. So, 12 options there for your team of 11. It's the InterDreamTeam top tips for your transfers for the round of 16.
Plenty to get your teeth into. As with these reasonably predictable captain options. I think Mbappe is going to swallow those percentages whole, isn't he, on the captains? He's going to be taking big numbers for that. France are not much without him, being honest. So he's the big man there. And if Holland continue to play flowing attacking football, even if they can't defend, Gakpo could be. But like if my crystal ball was to come to fruition, it could be his last kicks in the tournament. But that is a bit of a pun because they'll certainly be very good favourites in that game.
Yeah, the Spanish players as well. Georgia brought a lot to that Portugal game. You could make an argument that was their sort of final for them. To win that game. They only made it to the tournament because of their UEFA Nations League performance. In their qualifying campaign, they only managed to beat Cyprus on 2 occasions. So they're punching way above their weight. And although we love a David versus Goliath story, this could be one match too far for them. And the Spanish options very good for the captaincy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Goliath is gonna teabag David, to be honest.
Right. Just a quick mention then about them boosters, because you can take away all the pain of choosing your captain for the round of 16 by playing your max captainship. And I don't know about you, but looking at our mini league, just under 50% of players have used their max captainship so far. So if that's going to be across the board, then there's going to be a lot of Dream Team gaffers out there who have still got their max captaincy up their sleeve. I see the round of 16 being a very good time to play that chip. What about you, mate?
Yeah, not bad at all. I also think if you haven't already used it, the scoring bonus in knockout football, there's no dead rubbers, and teams are going to be wanting to go through comfortably. So it's going to be the best teams are going to be picked. There's not going to be any sort of resting of players just in case. So if you've got that one, probably now is the round.
Well, halfway through the tournament, and the group stages went past in a real hurry. So knockout football is ahead of us, and just a few little tips here from the InterDreamTeam HQ. We've already mentioned, attack the fixtures you believe are the most favourable, and your unlimited transfers are only for this stage of the tournament. As soon as the round of 16 begins, that's gone, and then you've only got 5 transfers after that, per break in between each round. However, the Sun, they're going to give us another 3 million towards our budget after the round of 16. So if you're not familiar with the rules, that's what's going to happen. All right. So just something to bear in mind. Now, in my opinion, like Ross said as well, we back the teams that we believe will go far with multiple selections, but don't get too horny for one team and, put 10 players in, because if the worst happens, like we say, you've only got 5 transfers. So you need to put a nice spread on it, but equally, you need to have courage in your convictions and don't put too much of a spread on. And hopefully you'll be able to navigate the knockout stages pretty well and keep a very strong team out there. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it, and have some fun with it, yeah? Take it out of the box, play with it a little bit, yeah?
That's it. play around, put it back in, think about it later.
Yeah, put it in, pull it out again, put it back in, pull it out again.
That is the way to look at it.
Yeah, been doing it for a few years now, getting pretty good at it. All right, just a quick mention. Just go back, mate. Just a quick mention there. If you haven't seen anyone who's in our Dream Team mini league, there's the prize pool, and that's how the money's going to be spread. And well, that's my mama. I think we're done, mate.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you for joining us.
Anything else to add, mate?
No. Nothing for now.
Gaff?
Where are you? Gaff!
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. We will probably be back at some point. Ross, what do you reckon?
Yeah. I think we'll have another video up our sleeves somewhere.
Yeah, maybe after the quarters, maybe pre-quarters. We'll see. Life's busy. We can't all be having a nice holiday like Luke Shaw, can we? So we'll see how we go. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I hope we've been a help. And good luck with getting your round of 16 tournament. Good luck with getting your round of 16 team sorted. And until next time, may the points be with you.
You've got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line.
Nice.
You got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line. They'll always hit you and hurt you. Defend and attack. There's only one way to beat them. Get round the back. Catch me if you can, 'cause I'm the England man. And what you're looking at is the master plan. We ain't